Well, a beloved Portland tradition might be seeing some changes. Bird watchers are on alert to see if the Vaux's swifts are going to return to Chapman Elementary this year. For decades, the birds return to the school every September to roost in the school's chimneys. It is a big event for Portlanders. Crowds of people have picnics on the hill overlooking the school to watch the birds fly around before swirling into the chimney. They're doing it. This video is from 2 years ago because that didn't happen last year. Usually, tens of thousands of birds come to Chapman each night, but last year it was only a few dozen to a few hundred, and some nights none at all. This year, everyone is waiting to see if they come back, but so far, not much luck. We went out last night to check it out, and no birds. The Portland Bird Alliance, who tracks the swifts, says they usually start arriving at the end of August and hit their peak in mid-September. They say they haven't really seen any of the birds at Chapman this year, but they could still show up in the coming weeks. They say they're not quite sure why they seem to be abandoning the Chapman chimney.
It's a little bit of a mystery. We've looked at predator numbers because if people that are familiar with going to Chapman, they'll often see a Cooper's hawk or some crows perched on top of the chimney, and they will sometimes take out a swift or two as they're going into the chimney when they're really vulnerable. And we know from other sites around the West Coast that sometimes predators can affect the behavior and cause birds to move away from those areas. But we collect not only the data of the number of swifts going in the chimney, but also the predator activity, and we have not noticed any kind of correlation between predator activity and the swifts going away. So we're not really sure. It could be a factor, but we're not 100% sure.
But they say it's not unusual for the swifts to move on to a new resting place.
The swifts, they do lots of different things. So we've monitored many swift chimneys in the Portland metro area for decades. And we've seen in some places they'll use for a few years and then they'll move somewhere else. They'll abandon those chimneys and move somewhere else. With Chapman, it's a little unusual because they've been so regular there for many decades, at least since the 1990s, and a big number of birds. And so for us to see them leave the Chapman area is a little surprising, but not totally unusual.
Well, the Bird Alliance says they have noticed higher numbers of swifts at other chimneys around town. If you see swifts roosting in your neighborhood, they want to hear about it. And you can text the word swifts to the number on your screen, 503-226-5088, and we'll text you back with a link to a form that the Bird Alliance would like you to fill out.